First up, though, let's have a little look back to not just the Queen's speech yesterday, where Prince William and Camilla joined Prince Charles, who was standing in for the Queen because of her mobility problems as a result of ill health. And let's face it, she's 96 years old, but also the future of the monarchy. Let's talk to Jennie Bond, who's a royal broadcaster extraordinaire, I would say. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Julia.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, you headed the Platinum Jubilee, which is coming up very quickly and is certainly, I think, the focus of everyone's focus for the Queen's health. It's the one thing we need her to be able to turn up to and be able-bodied for will be to appear at some of those major events to mark that Platinum Jubilee. Ahead of that Jubilee, you're looking at new research around the Queen's legacy and the lessons we can learn from it for our own lives. Tell us a little bit about that and tell us your thoughts on watching Prince Charles on the throne in the House of Lords yesterday. Front page of The Sun, I thought was fascinating. Picture of Prince Charles and all his finery. I hope I did you proud, Mummy, is the headline.
Yeah. Well, it was quite a day, wasn't it? But as you say, yes, some research has been brought out by Remember a Charity to do with the Platinum Jubilee. They've been thinking about, well, what is the Queen's legacy? And they've been asking people. And unsurprisingly, she remains incredibly popular, incredibly respected. And people think that her legacy will leave a positive impact on the world. And the message that Remember a Charity are trying to get out today is that perhaps we could all, like the Queen, hopefully, leave a positive legacy by leaving some money in our will. And I know money is tight for everyone, but just a small donation to a charity of our choice could make a vast, vast difference. And of course, the royal family, this is what they do best, charitable work. And even
this is one of their big jobs. I mean, yes. You know, that they're going along, and the local paper and the TV coverage and everything is what gets interest, and that's what helps charities do well. And having a royal patron can make a massive difference to a charity's fortunes, can't it? In terms of, I mean, this research is it's interesting in terms of how much warmth there is for the Queen. And a lot of people, and a lot of Republicans, so I've been a lifelong Republican who has a huge respect for the Queen. And I've never had more respect for her than I've had in the last couple of years, and how she's handled the pandemic and her leadership over that. I still get tingles down the back of my spine. That message, we'll meet again message. Every time I even think about it, her basically, her getting on with the job, even in her old age, even after losing her husband. I mean, absolutely, all credit. And there are a lot of people who think that the monarchy will be very different under Prince Charles, whether he's King Charles or takes another name when he becomes king, as many of his predecessors have done. Do you think that the role of the monarchy in our society, the respect that people have for the Queen, do you think that will then sort of automatically transfer to Charles when he becomes king?
I don't think it automatically will, I know. And he's been through a lot of years when people have quite frankly detested him and wanted the crown to pass to William or to get rid of it altogether. Yeah. Though I don't think the Republican support has grown very much over all the years that I've been doing the job, 30 years. No. It seems to round about 20-25%. I did think, watching the state opening yesterday, I wonder what William is making of this. I'm traipsing along behind my father and my stepmom, and I haven't got anything to say, and I've got to wear this ridiculous morning suit, and he's all dressed up in his military uniform, and it is the pomp and ceremony that, I don't know, I don't think the royals require that. It is we. I don't know who would change it. Would we need legislation to change all this pomp and ceremony? On the other hand, there are many people who absolutely live for that, love it. It's what we do well.
And it's something that's, I mean, again, I think a lot of people can, say, oh, it's wonderful. The world loves all this pomp and ceremony. It brings in lots of tourism. The many people will say it looks very strange in the 21st century to have all of this pomp and ceremony and have someone who's simply there by dint of their birth, reading out the government's words. Because this is the thing, the Queen and Prince Charles, to his credit yesterday, they have to read this document that's written in as much as possible sort of neutral language. An incredibly political statement when they, of course, the key point about the constitutional monarchy is that the monarch is above politics, above that, and therefore politically neutral, although we know a lot of Prince Charles's views on a lot of things, which may cause problems in the future for his monarchy. But having to read it out incredibly dryly, and my God, he did it dryly. We had a real sort of taste of what life would be like with Prince Charles on the throne, didn't we?
Well, I think it's fortunate that he was actually a pretty good actor at school. He's good at drama, and he's going to have to act things out, because yes, there were one or two things there, particularly the one, the clause, proposed bill about genetic modification of food.
Yeah.
I mean, I've sat with him in his gardens at Highgrove, his wonderfully manicured organic gardens at Highgrove, and had just chats to him, tete-a-tetes, and we always talk about genetic engineering and how he was raging against it 20 years ago. So yes, he is going to have to remain neutral and let us see that he's, well, pretend that he's neutral when we know he's not.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do know that, don't we? I mean, you said you've been a royal correspondent for many, many years at the BBC. And you're such a sort of household face and voice to us who've been watching you over the years. You've come across a lot of the royals, you know, and a lot of their aides and the like, and quite, you know, pretty good idea of, you know, what the thinking is in the palace. There's no doubt about it. The Queen views her role on the throne as one that is, you know, she's got it through birth, but also through, you know, through God, and that she is the, you know, leader of the of not just the country but also of the Church of England, and she has no intention of ever stepping down. It's always been made really clear she will not retire. She will leave the throne only when she dies. Prince Charles, mid-70s, still waiting for the top job. No doubt, you know, may not, we know the longevity in the royal family, may not get it for another 20 years. I mean, not another 20 years, realistically, it could be another 5-10 years or so. But realistically, do you think that there is a time now that if the Queen does become more and more affected by ill health and mobility issues, that she should stand aside? We should have more of a Prince Regent role for Prince Charles?
Well, I think that's what we're seeing. We are in the transition period, and he will take on more and more responsibilities where they're physically demanding and she can't do it. But, you know, because of modern technology like this, she can be Queen from Windsor Castle, and she wants to continue to do that. There's a book out by Robert Harpen, a friend, I mean, you must know Robert.
Yes, we've spoken to him on the show, yeah.
Well, yeah, and one tiny phrase in that book really hit home. And he said, why does she continue? The Queen continues because she enjoys being Queen. And I think she does. And so I think she will continue just as long as she can.
Yeah, and again, I wonder also, there's a lot of it, she does have concerns that Prince Charles won't have the same respect and love and loyalty from the British people as she has had. Well, she's earned over the years.
Well, I think we are seeing a bit of a sea change on that. And also, there aren't really quite enough royals to go round at the moment, you know, because charities all, as you said, they all want a royal to be their patron. With Harry out of the picture and Andrew gone, they're a bit thin on the ground, really. So we need the Queen to carry on and continue and be a patron to an active patron, even remotely, to as many charities as she possibly can.
And so just a reminder, remember a charity is who you want to speak up for today. But, you know, when times are hard for everybody, you're saying the cost of living crisis, it's also when it's hardest for charities, which is why they need to have those donations.
They really do. I mean, and they've come up with, I mean, incredible statistics. Just 6 out of 10 lifeboat launches are funded by gifts in wills.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing.
I've always found it extraordinary that I've always thought that's something that we should be paying for to have done anyway through our taxes. But there we are. Fantastic work by lots of amazing charities. Jennie Bond, royal broadcaster Jennie Bond, thank you very much for joining us. 9:41 is the time. Up next.